Hey guys, Trey here, and today we're talking about The Wolf Among Us. We're going to be discussing the ending twist that we got over there that Telltale just threw a curveball at us at the end and just gave us something to ponder about until we get some more Wolf Among Us content. But until then, let's go ahead and check this out, man. So there's a couple theories circling around there. I'm going to talk about those, and I'm going to talk about which one I think is probably more accurate and more correct as far as like being the most likely possible. So let me pull up the scene right here. Here's the scene. I'm gonna let you guys watch this.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
I need to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too. Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Did Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about Faith?
He said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
And as you can see toward the end of this scene, Bigby is putting together all the clues he's gathered up from the past episodes, and he's realizing that this person that he's looking at right now, who he believes is Nerissa, is the exact same person as the person we met in the woodsman's apartment, who the woodsman was beating on. Those are the exact same people. And here's just some other evidence to basically solidify that.
Hey, you like my ribbon?
Ribbons. Faith wore one too.
Do you like it? Do you? You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Now the first theory right here is that this character is not actually Nerissa, that this is Faith. So Faith is alive. She's just glamored up to look like Nerissa right now. And this theory actually implies a lot of things about the episode if this is true. So in episode 1, that means that Faith purposely went to the woodsman's apartments to cause trouble, to get Bigby's attention, get the sheriff involved. Because if Faith's head showed up on Bigby's doorstep without this prior encounter, he wouldn't have no idea who this girl was. He'd be searching without a clue. All right, maybe he'd be looking for her, but he would have no idea what's going on, and he wouldn't know where to go. So this encounter was very important, and we also got some dialogue right here in this first encounter that implies that, you know, she knew what she was doing, that this was a setup. So
I'm still gonna need a statement.
I have to go drop off what I have.
Meet me back at my office then.
It's a little late for an office visit, Sheriff. I'll swing by your apartment.
How do you know where I am?
You live in the smallest apartment in the Woodlands. Everyone knows that.
Good to know.
that does mean that the head that was delivered on Faith's head that was delivered on my doorstep isn't Faith. It was another Fable, probably glamored up to look like Faith, and it means that Swinehart is involved in this conspiracy, because we did give the body to the head, severed head, to Swinehart, and he didn't tell us anything about the head transforming back to another Fable or anything like, or any information at all. So that was just brushed to the side, and we progressed through the story. But if that did happen, I'm pretty sure Swinehart would have let us know that. So that means he's involved in this particular theory. And most likely that severed head was probably Nerissa, alright, which is pretty jacked up if you actually think about it. That means she was probably, because I'm pretty sure she didn't want to die, and Georgie and, you know, Vivian, during their last moments, I don't think they were lying to me at any point right there. So I don't think they had any clue about this whole thing going on behind the scenes. And the head that we found out, if it was really Nerissa's head glamored up to look like Faith on episode 1, that means that Faith sacrificed her friend, will let her friend take the kill blow instead of her, which would be pretty unfriendly, alright? And at the end of episode 5, when Nerissa is talking about how she betrayed Lily and Faith when they had some dirt on one of the Crooked Man's goons that can you know, give them leverage in the situation.
If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand.
you know, that's the whole story kind of falls apart, because we don't know who actually was there betrayal at all, or who actually did the betrayal. Maybe Faith did the betrayal, the real Faith, or maybe the real Nerissa did the betrayal. We don't know. But something did escalate to make Georgie and Vivian and the Crooked Man want to like be willing to kill these girls. All right, so they did do some big transgression against the Crooked Man's whole plan, but we just don't know what it was now, or who was really responsible, because now with this double-sided story at the end, that could be complete bullshit what she told us at the end.
So you sold them out?
No. Yes.
In episode 2 is when we first meet Nerissa, and then in episode 4 we get a nice little conversation with her when she comes to my office. And in that conversation, she basically says that she doesn't have any friends anymore, and that she's lost all the friends that she had. Now, we got a picture in episode 5, and we see right here these 3 girls together. Now, in none of these pictures on the billboard did you see Vivian involved. So I'm assuming that Vivian was not one of her friends. All right, Vivian is basically the cause of her misery. I'm pretty sure that's not one of the friends that she was referring to. So she says she lost all her friends, meaning Lily and maybe Nerissa. And then looking at another picture right here, we have looks like Faith and Nerissa side by side arguing about something. And this right here, the scene right here, had to happen before episode 1, so before The Wolf Among Us actually started up. This is when these pictures were taken. And another reason why this theory is pretty valid is because Faith has the history. She is known for disguising herself against people who want to pursue her. Alright, so when her father was trying to get her, she hid herself with the donkey skin. So she is a master, not a master, but she at least has practice in disguising herself against people who want to find her. So that means that, you know, she has the experience to pull this off. But okay guys, let's flip the coin, alright? Let's look at this from the other side of things. What if this really is Nerissa, and the person we met in episode 1 thinking it was Faith was actually Nerissa glamored up as Faith? Alright, so that theory basically implies that we never met Faith, not for real. Faith was already dead before that Wolf Among Us even started, and Nerissa went there so Bigby would care. She went there to incite basically get Bigby there so he would care about these girls, and when she delivered the heads on the doorstep, that he would know exactly where to go, what clues to find, and everything else. So that means that really was Faith's head there. She was just dead a little sooner than what they had her right there. And we never did get the autopsy report from Dr. Swinehart, but it does mean that he's not directly involved, because the head really was Faith's head. We just didn't get any information about how it was done. But Faith's severed head still had the bruises and the wounds that she inflicted from the woodsman's beating. So if she was killed before episode 1 started, why does her severed head still have those bruises and stuff? Well, you know, we doing some crazy things with this glamour stuff, all right? So that is not out of the question to add some things like that, and a little bit of makeup could have fixed that too. And she also put Lily's head out there, glamoring up to look like Snow White. So if the wolf didn't care before now, he would really care. Alright, so this was definitely the nail in the coffin. She knew doing this would definitely incite his full attention on this case no matter what. And this theory is a little bit more positive than Faith's, okay? Because that means that Marissa was just looking out for her friends, who she mentioned that she had lost in episode 3, meaning, you know, Lily and Faith. And she was just trying to find justice for their murders, which I can understand, man. It's a pretty good plight. But on the other end, no, Faith is into things. That means that somebody died in her place. So that death is on her hands, because whoever head that was down there on the ground was supposed to be her. So both of these scenarios got valid points, alright? So I can see anybody siding with either side of this. But which one do I think is true? First, let me give you some more information to think about real quick. These theories mean that there is another witch involved, another witch that's willing to do these not illegal but these frowned upon glamours as other fables, because I don't think Auntie Greenleaf would be bold enough to go against, to help another fable out going against the Crooked Man. So I don't think she would be willing to help Nerissa / Faith out if they wanted a glamour to do this whole thing. So that means we have another witch on our hands setting up these glamours for her. Also, another bit of information here is that these ribbons, I wonder if the enchantment on the ribbons is still active. Of course, the girls have the freedom of speech, but they are still scared. Nerissa, when I try to take off her ribbon towards the end, she flinches, she pulls away. She doesn't want me doing that.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess I am.
Let me help.
Bigby, I know you're trying to help, but this is just something I need to do on my own.
And also this other girl with a ribbon in the pudding and pie, we see her in the bureau office right here, and she still has a ribbon on. Now this is after some time has passed, after the whole aftermath, and she's still wearing her ribbon. So these girls are still scared, or maybe the enchantment is still active. I think they're just scared though, man. I'd be scared as hell to take that hoe off too. Where is the woodsman at? Okay, we got appearance out of everybody in episode 5 except for the woodsman and Dr. Swinehart. But back to the woodsman. The man was a no-show. Now that could be interesting, because seeing that Faith and Nerissa are the same person, was the woodsman in on this? Did he know about this whole encounterment? I don't know. He could have been like another accomplice to this action. Maybe he already knew that Lily was dead as well, and he agreed to go along with this plan to get revenge for her in that way. Or maybe he's a liability because he didn't know, and Nerissa / Faith dealt with him. Okay, I just want to know, where's the woodsman at, and why didn't we see him in episode 5? I don't think that was an accident by Telltale, because if he really cared about Lily like he said he did, he would have been there at that trial. And guys, you remember back in episode 4 when I offered Nerissa a cigarette and she kind of pushed it away like, huff and puff, nobody smokes that.
Huff and puffs. Not many people smoke those.
But then I offered her one in episode 5, and she took it and she didn't complain about anything. So you think that could mean something? And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we did get some other information about the picture that we found on the desk of Crane with the glamored up Lily looking like Snow White. So that was the picture that I guess Faith took, and the one she was trying to use on the crooked man, according to Nerissa, for leverage to help the girls escape the pudding pie. And that whole situation right there with Lily, Crane, and a bloody room in the picture, that's still kind of confusing to me. So quick third theory right here. Nerissa and Faith both are gone, and this is an entire new character playing glamour games with us. Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. Okay, but if I had to choose between one of these two theories, I would say that I believe Nerissa is alive and Faith is really dead. All right, so I'm more aligned with Nerissa's plight. She's over here trying to get revenge for her friends. I applaud her for that. And also, she doesn't have to maintain the glamour. I'm not sure how long glamours last or how long they're effective, but we only see briefly in episode 1, okay? So that's a short time to be glamour for. Okay, I can see that. But then out of episode 2 through 5, you maintain your glamour the whole time and no one sees you as Faith at any moment during that time. That's a little harder for me to buy as far as the Faith theory goes. So I'm gonna say that Nerissa is the one. If you guys disagree, go ahead and voice your opinions in the comments below.
Yes.
Alright guys, so there are loopholes, there are more facts to be found about this theory. I can go on and probably make a part 2 about this. But if you guys want to open my eyes up about another fact or something that you thought was pretty interesting about this episode 5 and this whole reveal, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. I'll be very happy to hear what you guys have to say about this, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Game Over Entertainment. Alright guys? And stay tuned for more videos about The Wolf Among Us. Even though the season is done, doesn't mean that I am, alright? There's more to come.
My name is Nerissa.
Well, Nerissa, I've got some questions.
Of course you do. I don't have answers. You'll have to find those yourself.